Hello everyone, we are back with another video. Off 110's comment, thoughts on XFN instead of HMAX. Also has monthly distributions of over 11 cents on average, but better capital appreciation if you look at the max chart. Now, spoiler, I tried recording this and I realized my volume was muted the entire time. So, going over this, here's the max chart. It's been around since 2001, and if you look, 1255, and then you can go all the way to now. Boom, that's a pretty big gain, but again, that's over 22 years. Good thing to do is obviously go over the dividend, take a look, but I also want to see if there's any splits in here, which from the looks of it, there's no splits. There was a 2-for-1 in 2008. Interesting. Okay, so iShare, like usual. What the heck is this? This is a financial capped index fund that seeks long-term capital growth by replicating the performance of the S&P/TSX capped financials index, net of expenses. Why this? It targeted exposure to the Canadian financial companies and can be used to express a sector view. AKA, if you really like financials and you only want financials, this is the index fund for you. HMAX, on the other hand, has a monstrous yield. iShare only has a very small, believe right there, 3.42. HMAX has a 14.36. Now, what is HMAX? Monstrous monthly distribution. Highest yielding financial sector ETF in Canada. We're going to discuss that in a moment. Diversified exposure to Canada's 10 largest financials with approximately 75% in the Big Six. Active covered call strategy to enhance monthly income and reduce volatility, and the coverage is approximately 50% covered calls. So, going down here, you can see everything. So the Big Six on average, Canadian Bank covered calls, and HMAX. It's monstrous. Now, the biggest thing with HMAX is it's so new, I have no financial statement to look at, but it has already cut the distribution. Now, nothing wrong with Hamilton. I'm going to try to keep my bias out of this. But the fact that the fund is so new and already had to have a very small, but still a dividend cut is scaring the hell out of me. I already do not like that. On top of that, looking at the share price, remember this one, by the way, it has performed pretty damn bad if we go to it. So if we go to it, and let's go to the year to date, because it's literally been out for 3 months. As you guys can see, it was $16.10, and now we're down about $1.06. $1.40 from its all-time high. Now, obviously, when this came out, the bank sector took a massive hit. XFN also wasn't really covered by this, but because it's much more diversified, wow, look at that. You had a gain of about $1.30. That's interesting. So more diversity helped XFN beat HMAX's stock performance. And also this covered call and leverage has no leverage for this one, by the way. But the covered call strategy has dragged it down. Now, for covered call strategy, if you don't know, there's so many examples of this. Using QYLD as a perfect example, covered call strategies almost always drag the price down. So when the entire stock market is rallying like crazy, you're going to see very little of that, but you're going to see a lot of distributions because there's a lot of people coming in and gambling a round of premiums options and everything like that. So the premiums they get is a lot higher. But then on the downside, it significantly hurts more. Now, I have no idea why, but this seems to be the case with every single covered call ETF I look at. Obviously, it also comes down to the exposure, which HMAX, it's 10 holdings. It's not really well diversified at all, if we're being very honest. Royal Bank, TD, BMO, BNS, Brookfield, CIBC, Manulife, Sun Life, Intact, and National Bank. Where if we go to ya boy, XFN, and we go all the way down to the holdings, where's that list they have right here? I don't know if it'll actually bring it up. No, it won't. It's going to bring it up in a separate thing for me to look at. Okay, so we got the Royal Bank of Canada, TD, Bank, BMO, Scotiabank, Brookfield, CIBC, Manulife, Sun Life, Intact, National Bank, Fairfax Financial Holdings, the Power Corporation of Canada, Brookfield Asset Management, Great Western Lifeco Inc., IA Financial, TMX Group, Element Fleet Management, Onyx Corp, and Nuvi Subordinate Voting Corp, IGM Financial, Canadian Cash, Definitely Financial Corp, the Canadian Western Bank, CI Financial Corp, Home Capital, EQB Bank, Trisura Group Ltd, Laurentian Bank, Go Easy Ltd, Sprott Ltd, and USD Cash. And that is it. That is literally it. So, as you can imagine, much better diversified. So when a stock market is taking a dump, this is probably going to fall a lot less than HMAX. Now, the other thing that's interesting is there's a dividend increase for this one over the long term, which is really weird to look at. Spoiler, you guys can actually see in the very bottom here. But if we go to this, you can see right here. So this is a total distribution per unit per tax purposes. So this is the total amount they paid you for the entire year. 2015, 95 cents. 2020, oh man, I don't know why these two are mixed up. That is so weird. 2021, $1.35. Weird. It had an increase. Now, you'd have to go do research about if this is correlated any way at all to the Canadian banks increasing dividend, to their stock price performance. That's something you'd have to look at, or hell, you could even email Brookfield and be like, why was there an increase over time? And you could easily get an answer from them. Or you could call them too if there's a number available. That's normally a lot quicker. But look at this. It continually goes on. 2007, 0.6, 0.7, 0.7, 0.8, 0.8, 0.8, 0.9, 0.9, 0.9, 1.15, 1.2, 1.18, 1.35, 1.28, and then 3.73, which I'm very confused by. But it looks like there was some kind of capital gain dividend they paid out. I'm very confused by it, honestly. So if you're confused by it, let's go to here and we're going to look at XFN. Was there any special dividend paid? There was not that I can find. There is not that I could find, but you know, that's something to look into of why does their website say it was a much larger purchase where everywhere I'm looking says, no, there was no special dividend. Maybe something to look into. But it's very, you know, entertaining to see. And you can even see this here. Like, it's slowly gone up over time. And then, again, I don't know why the hell it's saying it's $3.73. I literally can't find it. But over time, it has slowly started to increase. But you can see this, like, little, like, bumpiness here, but it still went up. So it's very interesting. So for HMAX, unlike HYLD, they don't have a performance indicator here. Normally they'll do that after it's been out for a year, which, surprise, surprise, it hasn't, so you can't really do it. iShare, on the other hand, has. So if we want to go all the way back to IPO, a $10,000 investment now is going to be $69,497. A gain of 594.98%. Oh, but none of us were around 2001. Okay, no, fair. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. We may have not been investing. We definitely were around, though. 10,146 on May. Ending it with 25,553. A 155% gain in 10 years. That's pretty damn good. Okay, I want to go 5 years. Okay. Ending in the year, 14,183 or 41% gain. Okay, 3 years. Okay, well then you're looking at a 63.7% gain. Okay, let's go 1 year. You're down. Let's go 6 months. You're like $500 up. You're literally up 5%. Year to date, you are up 4.22%. Still something. And you can bring up the TSX if you want to compare, and it is like almost exactly close. And then when you go out, it's way more. 10 years, it's a bit more. 5 years, getting closer. 3 years, it's almost like dead on. 1 year, it's really damn close. And in 6 months, close. Year to date, it's like literally on top of each other. Keep that in mind when you're looking at this. So, if I had to say which one you'd pick, XFN is great if you're young, like myself, you're just starting your investing journey, you're very young, let's say you're, just starting out to like 30, 35-ish, because you're supposed to let this sit in the background and grow while you just never touch it ever again. You just let it grow and you ignore it. HMAX would be more if you're getting close to retirement, but the fact there was a dividend cut scares the hell out of me, because I don't want to say buy this for retirement, because what if it continues to cut the dividend? Then, let's say if you make $180 off this, or sorry, $185, now it's $180. Oh, $5 isn't much. Next month, oh, it's $175. 10 years later, oh, it's $160. You can see what I mean. I'm a little worried because there's a dividend cut on a brand new fund, which scares the hell out of me. Again, this is me trying to keep my bias out of it, because again, I hate Hamilton, but that's something probably to keep in mind. This is much less diversified. It's only 10 holdings. XFN is 29. XFN has seen some not consistent, but dividend growth here and there. HMAX has seen a decrease in distributions from the 3 months it's been paying dividends. Honestly, I'm not impressed with HMAX. I am very impressed with XFN. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. If I ever have, let's say, $457, I'll probably buy 10 shares of this and just put it on drip and never look at it again and just let it grow in the background. But again, that's the entire point of this stuff. So that's my thoughts on it. If you're young and you're fine with the random dividend and you're just going to never touch this again and just drip it and let it grow over time, 100% go for XFN. But I would probably call and ask about that distribution on why is it increasing, because it seems really random. Even here, you can see like the last few payments have slowly gone up. I'd maybe call and bring it up to them, but even if you don't want to, it's fine, because the performance has been good. The all-time total return, which again, this is what you want to look at, is massively positive. Even 10 years ago, you've doubled your money. It's just, you want to look at the total return, which is very impressive. I'm really happy with how this looks. Kind of upset at this one because of that div cut mostly, but it is still, but this one's more if you want the banks. XFN is if you want 26 holdings, more diversified. Random dividend. HMAX is if you want a stable dividend that's around the same price every single month. And honestly, I don't have much really to say aside from that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this answers your question. I am so sorry I'm not telling you to buy one or over the other, but the way I work is here's the information, a little bit of my opinion. It's completely up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you, screw HMAX, go for XFN. I can never say that. But it is your choice. What do you think is best? And also, thank you for subscribing. It really means a whole ton. And thank you so much for the comments. It means a lot to interact with you guys. Bye!